welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Sneha Banerjee and today we are going to discuss about the debut novel of Shubhangi Swarup, and the name of the novel is Latitudes of Longing. This is what the book looks like. This is the beautiful book that she has come up with, and this is a hardcover, and you can see it's quite thick and quite long. And as I said, this is a hardcover, so this is how the cover comes off, and it's yellow from inside. So yeah, of Shubhangi Swarup is divided in 4 parts, and it's given on the content page about the 4 chapters or 4 series. So this is given islands, fault line, valley, and snow deserts. So these 4 parts are basically 4 different stories, and 4 different independent stories which discuss 4 different characters, but all the 4 stories are interconnected and interlinked. So basically it's like there are 4 different compartments to the same train, but they have different passengers, and so different stories and different passengers, different characters. Speaks a lot about the landscapes and the geographical features of a place where the characters are based. So it's a very beautiful thing. I have not read something as such before, and I think this is very interesting because usually we are always so occupied with the story and with the characters that we do not usually get to be in that place. So that is very different, and I loved how she has explained and described the place in such a comprehensive manner. It's almost so illustrative and so visual is the word for the book, because it's not like you're reading the book, it's like you are watching a movie, and so you can play that in your mind and you can just be transported in a world where all those characters are living. The first part, that is islands, it's about Girja Prasad and Chanda Devi. They are in Andaman and Nicobar. So Andaman and Nicobar is an island, but I have never been to an island, and it's beautiful because when I was reading it, I could feel what it would be like to be on an island, okay? And that's a beautiful thing. Like, you are transported to that place where the characters are, and you can feel them. You can feel the presence of the surroundings in an island, and that's beautiful. That's something which is really not that easily achievable for a writer, and that too in her first book. Said that all the 4 stories have different topics and different themes, but all the 4 themes resonate with the basic theme of the book, and it's beautiful because it's like you are getting to read 4 different characters in different independent ways, but you can but all the 4 characters and all the 4 storylines resonate together, and that makes this book so very special. Also, there are like 2 types of readers, okay? The first one is who loves to know the story, who loves to go to the climax and know what happens at the end. But there's also this kind of a reader who usually loves to read, like that person just loves to read, and I am that person who loves to read the lines and the sentences and the way the paragraphs are formed. So if you're someone who loves to devour through the lines and paragraphs, and who loves to read how the sentences are framed, how literature works, and so this book is going to be absolutely beautiful for you, because I absolutely loved how she writes. She writes so beautifully, like the story and the narration is so fluid, so lyrical. It's almost like it's a poem. And one thing that joins all the stories, all the 4 stories, is the way Shubhangi Swarup has expressed silence, like different kinds of silence. That is very beautiful, because a book that is so illustrative, that is so visual, and that is so expressive, it's commendable and appreciable of her to express silence so beautifully, and the different kinds of silence that she talks about. Like, every story comes up with a different dimension to silence that makes me wonder, okay, there are so many ways that silence can express so much, and it shows that how silence can sometimes be shattering, how silence can sometimes be painful, but also on the other hand, sometimes silence can be really, really healing, and it has that power to express and to communicate so much that even words fail to do. Also, one of the very beautiful things that I found in this book is that this book does not only talk about one character, but it also tells you how, when two different people come into some kind of an interaction, when two people come together and bond, the connection that they form, that makes them explore their own emotions and sentiments. Usually human beings are all about emotions and feelings, but sometimes we do not even know what we are capable of feeling. So this book helps you not only to travel across different geographical topography, or but it also makes you discover and explore human emotions if you are not someone who is in touch with emotions that well. So that this book does that. Every other story, a new character is introduced, but that doesn't mean that the effect of the previous one is there no more. The way the book is written, the effect is long lasting. If you're someone who looks for reading a book that has a long lasting effect on you, this book will not disappoint you. This I think that there is a traveler inside all of us, and we all want to travel places, explore places, and discover what we feel, what that place gives us. Okay, but it's not possible for us to always go around and travel places because of our for our studies or your job or whatever. It could be anything, but maybe there's something that is stopping us from going around and travel. So sometimes it's not possible for us to all that we want to, but this book is a relief, because in just a few hundred rupees you can attain something, you can read something that actually takes you places, that makes you feel what it feels to be on an island, what it feels to be in a valley, what it feels. Okay, so you can always have that. And usually words are so beautiful, the power of words, you can feel that through this book. So if you are a beginner, I wouldn't really recommend this book to you, because the book is quite complex, although it's also simple, but the way it has been written is quite complex, and it's not for someone who has just started reading. You would not be able to grasp a lot of things that are there between the lines. So I wouldn't recommend if you have not read quite a lot of books. So if you're an ardent reader, this book is absolutely a must read for you, and this will only grace up your bookshelf, because you should always have a book that is so beautiful. Also, for an Indian author to come up with a book this beautiful, okay, amidst the circumstances when everyone is just coming up with all those same kind of books, all the same stereotypes, all the same kind of analogies and stuff. And I think the Indian authors are trying their best to up the game in our English fiction or non-fiction department. So it's a good thing to support them as well. And Latitudes of Longing will never disappoint you. I can guarantee you that, because it's one of those books that are precious and a masterpiece. And to come up with such a beautiful book in your first attempt as a writer is something of some other level. So yes, do read this book. And also, if you're looking forward to increase your vocabulary, then this book will be really helpful, because there are some very beautiful words that are there in the book, and I got introduced to a bunch of them, and that I obviously didn't know before. And it's a beautiful thing to use just the right word in the right place, that can express so much in just a very few lines. So if you like what you see so far, and if you want to see more videos from me, then do click on the subscribe button, and also click on the bell icon so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And until I post a new video, goodbye.